Yes, my dear citizens in the world. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Reverend Karlo Kolong again, coming with a very strong message. The three types of diaspora or Tennet community compared to the three types of diaspora for the Israelites or Israeli nation. You will hear more, but I'm going to start first with Tennet diaspora in three ways. So, kidao oli bodi mute, oli megero, litakalo chiri kudodi, dhani ne chite neto, dhani ne lakiyo, koronko ben kudua, kalti kapteto, awal kobot kane tere, palingan kiri dicha. Yuko deko kurunga rak belong yuk rama, tenete. Ke bot ke dhani ne chite neto, dhani lakiyo. Acere tolo, nga ari kedua pengurusta. Nyara kalabau belum nyoy, ngani, na kalau kau cie gitu, ai kok kue keni. Nyara kalabau belum nyoy. Yesu, kole hake kebere, alenga tebara, kona kamura, yokoikia Yesu, kole hake kebere. Narok. Yang belum kecil ngoni lo ni piala. Cuma mati tu deh. abone ke baro Canada yo ko minga ni Dubai dido kita ten vi ake kroge kita ten vi ake kroge kita ten vi ake kroge River Boys anita Karlo Kolong di kiri ke bending ati kade Denver o de kade Colorado America o Ghana aboro ke lajo teli ci murelo ta to wai anyet ki tinta rumani ka digni ngorat ko nya boy ci ne ko ro de ko wamu bay do ki ba te to dane ba te ne ter ki jam abane te de ko kano be ke be ci re ke de rugu ci ki tinga ani ba le ki to ja do tour tor konam ma akole tor gerem tida el kete ken alif 963 kebe mana ta wacha mure ci lobe kebe mana ta wacha mure ci lobe abu kare ko bori ta danne di mana sa talata adanol ta wacha mure ci lobe rachel molo ta ci kada lurwa ilawa onyak tore jori gonne bale da bikare nganyak tore ramma anyone dengan gonya ci to we ero ba chaba ngachi ni bitol ki tek eduke chore bona nga wale nya ke tole ko tore nya gonya mere alutte dal gonya ken we tore tay ne kina do do you see yawden abacha lori etikale lorwa ole mama ya rachel sa talata yumana antika bana to rawacha kabiri na taboya del hari momoy ko kulu gunye nate kabu momoya Desene alata 16 de. Wo buru bari nyolo yo ne kolbit pek mana tarawacha. Etanga teka be pi uturto mana ken wayan ta chen ko tana wayan lo bala beti baba. Mana kine bala be ngaturi be ngate rene mana ne la tiklo ngenak to be rene la ne cheki. Lo bala mana ngata tare moro ju kurbuocho. Akoro kebe kenati. Aku ve fika ke kiten. Bada ko dunga le bela waden kenga. Maneno ne mana wela mabotboti mana kene ti wayantai cuma ti longorokira ibi mura mer longena iki boy longena eta mura to ate ka uturto aba to ko ngale bela ate ke beine ibi ta logo de imeru olla yo nyani ayo nyake ko to jiga dare lo peilem abira ita tingaya ita bela ate ka dugune sahar bakaman yomona Awai gaya bela kan kan solo kira ngole cie ngole ako ruku kita ka butar me ngale ngato ko ile modo kini ngato abada gele nya modo mer murike ubojo mer golola awo anaka ba ngeba inte daga chikida inte ngeba ile ke roro waye ke kelu tiga dare ko len dugu kineng dugu tia vitinang abette ngate lorenge todo You see, kaya tene dare lorenge, ako ba tene ka lorenge todo. Ola yo nyang wakaru che lo bikte. Lugu teri jeri ko len ko che bal ke reng dorot gonarot bal kon aru kar ba chan chane che ya male gore gani. Adi cara mai che mole yo lo moro cha auto bela bunguru yo lo moro cha ko len ne chwa ko aru kan al cha bona ara mai che mole aru me kare gani ngar cha di gani. Lugu ti ke reng dorot aru Kijana kana no kite chori. Apa rai ko jo nyango to da. Mermura molola angeda tinko akin ikara bari ngowom irita ngato ko e mo tu bocho. Este ko le ni rewa da tin no kiche talu ke biru ja weli ido iritke. Ya ngo ko yo ngabu orang irit ne ke lu kuche modo irita to ran. Irita muda antale be tin aja. Karlo ni. Iche mo abe na to ngan modo ko no ya te ko ngan. Gor nya wa ora beradu. Ko lo chai Malu mire gana ko china tin. Abi abare ko len ngal tadito akoba. Ayo nyangai. Abara modo ko bita irita toy dugu ni chana ni chi wa tin ko. Ato itu na tin ko len to ku chuari ko dara kara. Abi ko ayo nyangai na tin ko ora ko illa na tin no kite lo pele ko dara kile. Abi ran ko illa. Amura ingire tin no te la rumen. Ko jukte tore tore. Ko ba duka tore tore be. Lo ko karu ingite lo ulam. Moroche abenate abancha inate abacha kadu ini je kabari ki bena arab lolo ni arab tore elie kinan kadu abai kutulu jabak ngat kabire Kolong ina te kabire ko ela nol mer mura to bia buta ngena te du teol udu te tibire to lota o to litol lobori kabira na to banya na mura to na te kabire na kabira ti cha mura o to litol dir ane ka ngeti lo ye ke nirio chen ngone lu ko kilondom yang lu ti yo ka be Canada John Soro ane ka ngona chen irio ile ane ka de ichongere ero bilo bala chalani ako abe mura na tere mai be mara ka bero ina teke boninya kali ni ngona ero lo bala ko chalwa la ako mana de ramai yau ine ki abada ume akati lugu je ko lero na go ko ara yo nyangai akati mura ki abita abo bita muda barinya rama ngorong yo ela karote tin ayo nyangjam ichilo mani be lu yo se bana mo iko ko lu ni jata barena Dai na Yesu nama bonaga. Batu ne cavil te veli ne ki ruwe ngerte batana ni cekali kiten kolen eta dita ni kati dikare evang ramma na bacana lo bicara ke bora nati okolok ke beo la dea mure jetto luro ke lo mi uturato ko ke be mana ke be bro mana nati ela bro ke kare ili tai mure ke le do mogo era tiri Israeli tol jabak manene la via era lu che lo mon ta kan lo mon ga yoko bet lu che la ke yoko era lo mon ilawa mure ki lo luro ibu tanga to banya bara biro milo bai to ti jeri to ti ne karu abira banya to lo jokra te ti lo jongo ko bira ti lo jongo ba bro kana kita mana to la dia de kabiro koro ko kabira ba te ka ba chona ke no ko ne kabire ga dai ke ti e kare ko ne ke tabara bir mana to la viene kolul abira da akati ngaji mamai buara et lu jeni tel ko ngajoroko ngaja dare mora ngaji mamai ngona lingol ken bonye ringole akati kabira mana to ba tena na akati tairi to abanja akati ngaji mamai edo le boija ya kilo koronyo kotonga taban ne ko koronyo gine gerama anya ngone je kabele me cekbel jingin kan ci makabi yari ngana to do itara ko koronyo ja do ko ngachoro ngerte mamai ara ya tu ne kidamane ta akate kare ngate kabira ne ta la vea ebe do ke ngam iyo ngabachai yunga kwen 64 November agamta bro ke kare anyanya agamta tin abakte ngate ko waine kilu tu machi tarai bona beto lo tuari kita je ben ka le kiten oli mara kiten oli ja yo nyane ko iri jene ngate nani ange bro ke kare tira gamani to ngerit saat amanya anya kiri abira abak kabiriya tin ko ya bak telane kabiriya iti kartone jinake ya udah gamta bro nyanya na tin kanya tin ngo ko ngato ko be buru tirong na wana tirong iri tere chai kichina abare anyanya ibete ko te garo mura be abuti je aba anganya imile tu ke du ko to re ko kabiri ko to ke telo akar ne kia akar dong ne kibira koa munyamuta ku dua baba ke dere amak natina aba na tam tere na de kanya tin ko to kwa ngiri olik diri yoko ko kabe ko asa kangi dolik diri ke pasta to ayo tikangi dolik diri ini dikatam teri goreng odo ajura katin ani jange dolik diri yoko ke pasta itu tuh akena ke tera buari mele gero wira ngana lamnya tina kagawe dai milit mau da kala memang kaga neke ko kici ay nato adane ol adante tene to gak ikara gak torika ay babare ko torika de gorong to ko lu ke mate gotono na mulento nyau murla ay tene ngero le teji kici tareano gagne ko tai kara ay lo gravo ne gorong ko kara ko kente ne balgane ko agora de kare ko kente gane daga nyake kare ilo nyau mate gotono na mulenta wala lo gravo le ko tene murla nene o eta tu ketik mere baba lo gravo le bona bona ngachinu avandol minseret saraba sitin charida chara kot ko boda seret arba sebein Irkitoki matokera ma nadhani Tennet. They ran number one. This was the first Tennet diaspora. Adhanol for 12 years. Irkitoki matokera ma nadhani Tennet. Obara balama bara Mari 1974 ya Buddha Tennet Buddha be. Adhantai from all corners of the world. Buddha Tara Yaro. Obara ate Trichilim. Akani Buruk Aide. 1983. Ilang SPLA. Itina Buruk. Adhanti Buruk Tennet Chabak. Zani Buruk Lagani Locho. When I get Kenyakta, I want to know and look up to Kenyakta. It did a Chilim Senate, it's SPLA. That is Tennet. This is the second diaspora. The third diaspora is in the year 2013. Makwai lying at Jubakta. Boom. That they will call Jurubi Beret. I don't say Beret. I don't want Beret. Why I can't look at the record cost. Jurubi, Kolong, Isaiah 18, and Menago. When can you put it? And Isaiah 18, go get a gate and did it. All you get a man. Jaranga ni kaya mtata mtende nen agaki kumujo kalakren nen kala juarichik sorry when ko ko reveko asa bulu kagante mi 2013 wali wele chungen kagande de. This is the third diaspora. I think very luyo I think ko na or ke three type of diaspora for Tennet community. You see, all in all, how many years? If you say 12 plus 22, plus 12 is equal to 46 years in Afghanistan. Lakiyo, 1964 over 1974. Afghanistan 1983 over 2005. Afghanistan 2013 already went to. And Nigeria, Kenya, Nigeria, Kastuma, Afghanistan, Canada, what's called Australia, they value it like you in. They are getting Tennet in diaspora. Tennet in diaspora. Three times Tennet in the diaspora. So, now look, you have English, it's Israel. Okay, let me compare these three types of Tennet diaspora into Israeli diaspora. This one, of course, is part of my subject already. Because when I was in Bible college, I was taught what happened to the Israeli nations. The descendants of Abraham, descendants of Isaac, Jacob. They spent 430 years in Egypt. That was the first diaspora for the Israelis. When they went back to their promised land, they just spent something like 200 years, 300 years. Actually 200. Less than 200 even. They made a mistake again. They disobeyed God of Abraham and Isaac. So God told Jeremiah to let them go to Babylon for 70 years. This was the second diaspora. The third diaspora is when Jesus was born. They rejected Jesus according to John chapter 1, verse 11 to 12. He came to his own people, but his own people rejected him. So now Jesus predicted them that he will disappear again. He will scatter. So when Jesus was crucified, died, and went to heaven, after just 40 years, the Roman soldiers slaughtered some pigs and roasted those pigs in the Temple of Solomon, the second Temple of Solomon. The Roman soldiers, of course, you know the Europeans, they eat pigs. So they roasted pigs in the Temple of Solomon. That one defiled the Temple of Solomon. The Israelis become angry. And the Roman soldiers, who were the ruling class, they mistreated them, they beat them, they massacred them. That was the year 70 AD, just 40 years after Jesus went to heaven. And Jesus already told them that my brothers, you will scatter. Because they disowned Jesus, they did not own Jesus Christ. So in the year 70 AD, the Roman soldiers massacred thousands of Israelis. They scattered all over the world. They went to Russia, they went to Europe, they went to North America. You see? For 1,870 years. 1,878 years, the Israelis were refugees. So by in the year 300, in the year 700 AD, when Muhammad was born, he also invaded Jerusalem, invaded invaded the land of Israel. So the Muslims occupied Palestine or Jerusalem for almost all these years because they kicked in what we call the Fourth Crusade. During the Fourth Crusade that started in the year 700 AD, the Muslims, fought Christians in Fourth Crusade. They kicked away Christians from Jerusalem and they kicked them out to Albania or Spain. Even if you see some of the Muslims in the middle of Europe, it was because of the Fourth Crusade. The Muslims were using, sword. There was no gun that time, of course. They were using swords. Even the Roman soldiers, they were using swords. I think the guns were invented in the year 1400 AD. That could be the time the guns were invented. But before that time, people were using swords. So the Muslims, pushed the Christians from Jerusalem up to Turkey, up to Greeks, up to, Spain, and the Islamites, what you now call Bosnia, Herzegovina, or Croatia. And that's why you see Yugoslavia is full of Muslims. This was because of the Fourth Crusade. The Muslims invaded, Europe, and the Islamites of countries in Europe. Even now, there are Muslims in Croatia and Bosnia. You see, that was during the Fourth Crusade. So this was the the third diaspora for the people of Israel, from the year 70 AD to the year 1878. They came back in 1948 and they became a nation. According to Ezekiel chapter 33, the valley of dry bones. The valley of dry bones, God told Ezekiel, what do you see? Ezekiel said, I am seeing the valley of dry bones. Okay, tell them to wake up. The bones resurrected and become a nation again. So the nation of Israel is based on Ezekiel 37, where God told prophet Ezekiel that they will come back to their homeland. So in the year 1948, the Israelites came back to their promised land and they become a nation again. They were given Tel Aviv as their capital city, not Jerusalem, their former capital city of King Solomon and King David. No, because the Arabs occupied these areas for almost 1,800 years. That's one of the reasons why the Arabs are surprised. Where did these people come again? They were, destroyed. They were no longer on the surface of the earth. But God said in Ezekiel 37, they will come back and become a nation again. You see? Prophecy. So this is the third diaspora now. In 1967, the Israeli Defense Minister Moshe Dayan with one eye was taken during, Second World War, when they were still refugees in Europe. They were actually in England, the refugees. It was the British actually who conquered Middle East and colonized Palestine. I think then divided later into two, Jordan and Israel. You see, British Empire. So from there, the Israelis become a nation with the capital city, Tel Aviv. They were not allowed to use Jerusalem as the capital city because the Arab threatened them that Jerusalem does not belong to the Israelis. Because the Arab lived in Middle East for almost 1,800 years. They didn't know that the Israelis will come back. You see? So therefore, 1967 war, the Arab mobilized themselves, 22 Muslim countries, they gang up together. Almost 240 million Muslim countries. They gang up to eradicate the nation of Israel. But Moshe Dayan and the Israeli soldiers, Moshe Dayan was the Minister of Defense, and the Prime Minister was Golda Meir. So therefore, the Israeli nation was threatened, surrounded by the Muslim nations. I tell you, they prayed in the name of the God of Abraham. They prayed and God gave them power in 1967. So I was told so many Israeli soldiers, after they prayed, their jet fighters were hanging up above the Arab, soldiers. And they could, pull the Arab soldiers in the ground with their guns or whatever, jet fighters, heavy magnetic. So most of the Arab soldiers were pulled up in the space by the magnet, fixed at the bottom of these Israeli jet fighters. I tell you, it was a very terrible war. It was a terrible war. So many soldiers from 22 Arab nations, even, my master, I was in Kolong. He wanted to take me to Shendi and from there to take me to the war. I was, by then, 12 years, 14 years like that. Well, I was close to 12 years. He wanted to take me to the war. But I don't. I said, no, I don't know what you're doing. I was in Shendi. So my master went to that war, never came back. That was 1967, where Moshe Dayan, for the first time, captured the Temple of Solomon. When he captured the Temple of Solomon, he laid on the top of the temple, the platform, and said, we have come back to our homeland, never to be refugees again. You see? That was Moshe Dayan, 1967 war. They captured Jerusalem. So therefore, my fellow brothers, I was comparing the three type of Tennet diaspora with the three type of Israeli diaspora. They spent 400 years in Africa. They spent 70 years in Babylon. They spent 1,870 years in Europe, where now they have Ukraine. Ukrainians are the remnants of the Israelis, the Jewish. The Ukrainian president is actually a Jew, because they spent 1,800 years in exile in Europe, whatever. This is where, Hitler, Adolf Hitler, a German hero, killed 6 million Jewish, you see, in the Second World War. So my dear friends, this is the end of my message today. I don't want to go far, so just see the comparison between the Tennet diaspora, although it's a small community, but it has a meaning. Can you see how God gave me the vision of bringing peace to Sudan in 2005? Yes, this is the book. And that's why I always tell the people of Sudan, I'm a black Moses, but yet I'm rejecting black Moses. God gave me power in Nairobi 2002 to bring the Sudanese back home. In 2005, this vision brought the Sudanese back home. You ask Brother Yap, he will tell you. Now I've written 63 books. I'm not dealing with book number 64. And plan B, that means the second piece is going to come. Those who have faith, believe in it. Those who don't have faith, you may not get it. How many of you believe God will give us peace this year? Plan B is coming. Yes, I don't want to talk more. My books will tell you. 63 plus will tell you when you read it. Thank you. Today is January 9, 2025. January 9, by the way, is my birthday. Although my daughter, my firstborn, sent me congratulations, many people don't know the birthday of Karlo Kolong. It's January 9. You see? So therefore, thank you. Subscribe to this TikTok. Today is January 9, 2025. Thank you.